for joining us today for the Soul Essence Empowerment Journey. This Soul Essence Empowerment Journey is our journey to greater mental, emotional, and spiritual health. So I would like to welcome you all today. Before we get started, we are going to open up the session with a prayer. Most High, Divine, Infinite Source, the Creator of all that is within the heavens and the earth realm, the Creator of the universe, the Creator of our soul, our spirit. I thank you, O Most High. I thank you, Most High, for the activated divinity within each one of us. I thank you, Most High, that your divine presence is on the inside of each and every one of us. I thank you that the kingdom of the heavens and Shamaim is within us. I pray this day, O Most High, that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart and mind be acceptable into thy sight. O Most High, my strength and my redeemer. I thank you for bringing us all together today in this journey to greater mental, emotional, and spiritual health. I thank you so much for all that it is. I am grateful for this day. The beautiful sun is shining brightly. I am grateful for another opportunity to come together and gather with everyone across all of these platforms and present this information so that we may become more divinely aligned with you and so that we may be our authentic selves. It is in the name of the grace that you perpetuated to us, which is Yahushua Amashiach, that I pray, praise, and worship you, Most High. And I thank you for this opportunity. All right, you guys. So we are on day 36 of the Soul Essence Empowerment Journey. Actually, this Soul Essence Empowerment Journey is brought to you by Images, imparting motivation, achieving goals, and expecting success. Again, we are on day 36. The characteristic for day 36 is justice. But as you all know, with each characteristic, we have a theme for the day. So the characteristic of day 36 is justice. And the theme for today is dancing. So I do want to go ahead and go into dancing a little bit further before we advance into the characteristic for today, because I want you guys to understand and understand, I want you to understand how dancing as a theme connects to the characteristic of justice, okay? So there's a quote by Henry Nouwen which states, as long as we approach another person from our loneliness, no mature human relationship can develop. Clinging to one another in loneliness is suffocating and eventually becomes destructive. For love to be possible, we need the courage to create space between us and to trust that this space allows us to dance together. All right, now, for example, walking with Yahushua Amashiach, whom people refer to as Jesus, of course, but the Hebrew name for that person is Yahushua Hamashiach. So walking with Yahushua Hamashiach in this life has several elements in common with like figure skating in the Olympics, okay? It's a beautiful sight to watch the young couples move together in that pair skating as they are in unison and as they dance in rhythm across the ice. The woman is lifted and whirled and thrown by the gifted and able-bodied partner that she trusts completely throughout that dance. Did you ever stop to think about which one to watch, the male or the female, when they're dancing? Not likely, right? Because if their performance is flawless, they are each seen as one. Neither of them are standing out, but they are both very complementary to one another. In this dance of life, it is sometimes confusing to understand what is your part or what is my part and what is the Most High's part and which is more important. But of course, if you naturally think it is the Most High, the Most High is the one who leads us and carries us and spins us around, but without each one of us being willing participants to, one, allow the will of the Most High to reign supreme, and two, to do the work of the Most High while we are here on the earth realm, then there wouldn't be much to see. So in ballroom dancing, all eyes are usually on the woman who is framed and supported by her partner. But without her partner, there would be no performance because it takes both the lead and the one being led to complete the dance. You might be thinking to yourself, well, certainly the Most High can bring love and justice to the world without me. And certainly the Most High can. Yet, for whatever reason, the Most High has chosen to work through people from the beginning of time. So there is no difference in this current time that we are in. The Most High still works through people. Just as we read the stories and things in the Bible where the Most High was working through people, we have to know that the Most High is working through us as well, because the scriptures was left as a blueprint for us so that we would know and understand how to operate our lives in the season in which we come to be. All right. The Most High is the one who has commissioned each one of us to do a certain thing here in the earth realm. We have come here with gifts and talents. Some people may already know what their gifts and talents are. Some people may need to discover what their gifts and talents are. But nevertheless, we all have gifts and talents, okay? The Most High has designed our part to be inseparably linked together with his part, much like the pair of ballroom dancers or the figure skaters. When it comes to loving the world, the Most High intends to do it through you and I as we trust the Most High to be our partner in the dance. All right, so 1 John 3 and 14, John wrote, the way that we know we have been transferred from death to life is that we love our brothers and sisters. Anyone who doesn't love is as good as dead. Okay, we're going to run back through that again because I know that some of you all have seen people who have an issue loving. It may be because they have been hurt, or gone through some type of traumatic things. However, love is one of the very important, also one of the highest frequencies that we are able to exist in. We are love in flesh. We were created in love. We came here to love. Some of us did anyway. All right. Now, 1 John 3 and 14 again reads, the way that we know that we've been transferred from death to life is that we love our brothers and sisters. As anyone who does not love is as good as dead. All right. So, part of the participation credit in the chat. How is your love walk? I want you to put in the chat on each of your platforms that you're on. How is your love walk? Do you walk in love? Are you currently protecting yourself? Have you experienced some traumatic issues that have caused you to be reluctant to love others? How is your love walk right now? And then I want you to, as you are answering that question honestly in the chat, I also want you to remember this going forward, 1 John 3 and 14, because our goal of this workshop is to make sure that we are better each day than we were the day before. All right. That we are more divinely aligned with the Most High and our authentic selves, which is who the Most High created us to be before there were any type of traumatic instances or situations or circumstances that came to try and cause us to get us out of alignment with the Most High. All right. So love is more than doing good toward another person, although it does result in that. Paul, who was the writer of the famous love chapter in 1 Corinthians 13, understood that even if you give all that you have away, including your own body to be burned, and you don't do it out of love, it's meaningless. It is only possible for you to love at all because the Most High's love is in you, just like the Most High is within you, just like the kingdom of heaven and the Shamayim is within you. It's within each of us. And so a lot of people you find are waiting until they die to go to heaven, which is wild, because if you read the scriptures, we're supposed to be allowing heaven to manifest here on the earth realm through each of us, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Yahusha told people that all the time. He said, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. He didn't say it's coming after you die. He said it's here right now. All right. So the difference that we are wanting to promote specific, because we don't promote any type of religion, even though we do come to you through our culture. And sometimes people confuse that with religion because we utilize the scriptures. And that's because the only understanding that people have of the scriptures was from where a religion may have used that particular book of scripture to further, some other purpose or whatever of that religion. However, I want you to get religion completely out of your mind, because that's not what we're here to do. All right. And that's not even what the scriptures represent. The scriptures, the Bible, those things don't represent religion. You just have religions who use those scriptures to further their purpose again. Okay. But what we're going to do, of course, is examine 1 Corinthians chapter 13, because we want to have an understanding of what love is. And Paul understood that even if you give all of that you have away, but you're not doing it out of love, then it's meaningless. And so we come to understand right now at this very moment, even if we have been guarding ourselves, or if any of you put that you had love issues in the chat, then we have come to understand at this very moment that it is possible for us to love, because the Most High's love is in us. All right. So it's not even our own love. It's this divine, infinite source that gives us all that we need. And from that source, right, that's within us, we receive this love to the overflow. And because we receive the love of the Most High, we're able to give this love to everyone else. Okay. So if you're not motivated by the love of the Most High flowing through you, you will seek something for yourself. And that's where you'll get into being caught up in like praise and recognition or favor or a sense of being loved in return. Okay. That's when you start to put conditions on that love. That's when you move out of unconditional love into conditional love, because you're expecting something in return from your love. But if you allow just the love of the Most High to flow through you, then you will realize that the same way you received it unconditionally, you're able to give it to others unconditionally as well. Nothing but the Most High's love, which is that agape love, is the authentic love. Because again, the love that people have in their own will is mostly conditional. They want something in return for that love, which is wild that someone could even think that you could put a price tag on love. But needless to say, there's a quote by John Eldridge which states that you cannot love another while you remain a captive. You cannot love another while you remain a captive. Okay? Our hearts must be set free in order to love without asking anything in return. We don't want to try to shortcut any process by simply acting lovingly, because that's fake. Remember, we're wanting to be authentic. So when we are giving love, we want it to be pure. We want it to be genuine. We want it to be unconditional. And it has to be that way when we are divinely aligned, because it is the love of the Most High that is coming through us. All right. So it's my hope that the work that you've been doing these past several weeks has liberated your heart to more fully receive and to give love. 1 Peter 4:1 tells us that a soul healed and made whole and set free from the tyranny of self is critical to resurrecting and restructuring the world for good through love. It is the Most High's plan for loving the world, and the consequences for not doing your part can be found in 1 John 3, verse 17, which reads, if you see some brother or sister in need and have the means to do something about it, but you turn a cold shoulder and do nothing, what happens to God's love? What happens to the Most High's love? It disappears, and you're the reason why it disappeared. Can you imagine being the reason why a person does not experience the love of the Most High? Can you imagine being the reason why the Most High's love disappears? God not only gives us the eyes to see the need of people, but also provides the means for us to do something about it. Our part is to do it. The Most High does everything else. He gives us the strength to go out and hear and, do whatever jobs we have, as well as doing that kingdom work and the good for others. And, a lot of people have side hustles these days. I have a few. Everybody is out working and securing the bag, like they say. But we need to remember that we are able to secure that bag because we have been gifted the ability each day to wake up. We have been gifted the gifts and talents that we have that allow us to go out here and have all of these opportunities to acquire wealth and funds and other good things for our lives, because the Most High has blessed us with gifts and talents and skills and given us more days on the earth realm. So what we have to do is understand that our part is what needs to be done. The Most High's part is already done. We have everything that we need. We don't lack anything. Now our part is to do. We don't want to prohibit the love of the Most High, because when we prohibit the love of the Most High from moving through us, not only is love lost for the intended person, but remember the scripture told us that we would be just as good as dead. That's wild, okay? That means that our soul and our bodies become governed by earthly possessions and desires, and this causes us to diminish our true self. So we don't ever want our true, authentic self to be diminished. We want to make sure that we are divinely aligned with the Most High. All of us have come through too many things and have come too far and worked too hard to let our true selves be diminished by material gains, right? So the great news is that when our heart and our soul experience the love of the Most High and we pass that on to others, our body and our minds are actually changed as our heart speeds up in its communication with the mind and the body, and it pulls every single system within our being into rhythm with it. Maybe that is what the writer of Acts 13 and 22 had in mind, writing about David when he said, "He's a man whose heart beats for my heart, a man who will do what I tell him." That was the Most High talking about David. Talk about rhythm and dance, being known as a man who is completely in the will of the Most High every step of the way. So let's make sure that we get in step with the Most High and we go and be love in the world. You all will find that as you look back upon your life, the moments when you have really lived are moments when you have done things in the spirit of love. The moments that come to your memory as good are moments when other people may have done something for you in a spirit of love. Love is important. All right. So on last week, last one was a Friday, we talked about the characteristic of morality and why it's so important in our journey toward authenticity. So dancing comes full stream into justice today, because just like morality, justice has to do with our actions and behaviors, as is dancing. We have to be in alignment with the Most High and be willing to make sure that everything that we receive is then passed on to others in the spirit of love. Okay? However, justice takes us one step further in that it has more to do with how we treat other people than it does following a set of principles regarding how we conduct our personal lives like morality did. So now we're going to look at how we treat other people. Justice is about what we do on the behalf of other people, okay? So Micah 6 and 8 states that we can work on behalf of social justice, strive for political justice, serve on behalf of those seeking legal justice, or simply do justly, as the Most High Yah or Yahuwah Elohim has told us to do through the prophet Micah. The Most High Yah has told you, human, what is good. Yahuwah Elohim has told you what he wants from you, to do what is right to other people, love being kind to others, and live humbly, obeying the Most High Yah. Now, I'm pretty sure that everybody has experienced a situation of injustice where someone did not do something right to you or concerning you. Okay. Now, obviously, we know now from just this discussion today that those people were not being led by the Most High. Obviously, those people were on a completely much lower vibrational frequency, being utilized by some other entity or spirit to do ill things to people, right? But we don't want to allow ourselves to be on anybody's low frequency for any reason. As a matter of fact, the higher we are in frequency, the more good and the better things happen for us, right? So that way we're always in a constant place of joy and happiness. I mean, of course, we'll experience some, uh, you know, issues that we have to observe, or emotions that we have to observe, like anger or, sadness or something like that. But it will not shake our foundation in a way that it overtakes us. We're able to observe those emotions and continue to move because our foundations are solid, right? And we're vibrating on a higher frequency. So our perspectives and perceptions will be completely different. All right. So again, as we consider justice today and how justice relates to what we do on behalf of others, we're going to look at this particular statement here about justice. A person who has a sense of justice treats others with fairness, is respectful to the rights and the needs of others, and is non-partial when it comes to showing kindness and mercy. This person will feel compelled to intercede on behalf of those less fortunate or speak up on behalf of someone who is being treated unfairly. All right, put in the chat, is that you? Are you a person of justice right now? Do you act justly? Do you have a sense of justice and treat others with fairness? Yes or no is a simple yes or no is fine. Put it in the chat. It's on each platform, please. All right, Proverbs 3:33. Never forget that Yahuwah blesses the home of the just, those willing to stand in the gap. All right. Those just people are always blessed, right? Because we already know that you reap what you sow. So if you're sowing justice for other people, you're going to reap justice yourself. That's your harvest. You sow a bountiful harvest, you reap a bountiful harvest. But if you're sowing negativity in abundance, then you're going to also reap negativity in abundance. That's why it's important that we make sure that we are being a better person today than we were the day before. Because sometimes I'm pretty sure at one point or another, all of us have done things that we weren't too proud of, or that may not have been too just for other people. But the great thing is that each day we have the opportunity to be better than we were before. Each day we have the opportunity to grow into ascend into a new and better version of ourselves, closely aligned or more closely aligned or divinely aligned with the Most High and our authentic selves. So again, Micah 6:8. May you be found among those who do justice and love mercy, imitating and obeying the Most High Yah. So our final point for today, throughout the scriptures, we see that justice and mercy go hand in hand. Without mercy, there would be no motivation for justice. Justice is more than legalism. It is active compassion that drives us to stand up for the greater good, to oppose evil, to vibrate higher. As the newspaper tagline from before the turn of the 19th century states, dedicated in perpetuity to the service of the people, that no good cause shall lack a champion, and that evil shall not thrive unopposed. We should not get so preoccupied with our own lives that we neglect our duty to pursue justice on behalf of all. Because if we want to experience justice in the earth realm, there are going to have to be people who are, again, doing the work of the Most High and making sure that justice is always experienced by the people that come into contact with them. Now, we have a quote by Archbishop Kamara, which states that without justice and love, peace will always be the great illusion. So our action steps for journaling today, please take a screenshot of this because you guys know that you have a written portion of this particular assignment to do in order to gain participation credit for this day 36 of the Soul Essence Empowerment Journey. So if you take a screenshot, you will have it accessible for when you get ready to do your journaling. You guys know that I give you the first 30 minutes of this hour in we go through the PowerPoint and presentation. And then the remaining 30 minutes, you guys get to do your journaling. All right. So your journaling is done in essay form. Please remember that it's done in essay form. And also you can handwrite it if you want to. It doesn't have to be typed up. It can be handwritten if that's easier for you, or you can type it. Send it to the email address that you have been in contact with Images for, and we'll go over the email address here at the end of the workshop. Needless to say, our action steps for journaling today, there are only two. The first question that I want you to travel internally and think and answer honestly and write it down. How might you be neglecting the weightier matters of justice and mercy in your life right now? And we're answering these things honestly for the purposes of making sure that we begin today with implementing the characteristic and the theme that we're learning today. We're not going over this information just to hear it. We're going over it so that we can actually do it and implement it. So how might you be neglecting the weightier matters of justice and mercy? And the second action step for journaling is, what can you begin doing today to serve people and make sure that evil does not thrive unopposed where you are concerned? What can you begin doing today to serve people and make sure that evil does not thrive unopposed? All right, so use those two action steps for journaling to, again, internally think and answer honestly these questions and expound on them, because it is an essay, it's a journal entry, okay? And then send your journal entry to our to our email address. But our final scripture for today, again, is coming from Proverbs 3:33. Yahuwah Elohim blesses the home of the just. The Most High blesses the home of the just. All right. So thank you for joining us today for this Soul Essence Empowerment Journey. If you need to contact Images, please do so at Images Empowerment 336-528-4833. If you have a social media page, we are on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and you can find us at Images GSO. Find us, subscribe, like, share the post, interact with us on the social media platforms. Also, you can send all of your written correspondence, which would include your written portion to this, your journaling assignment, to imagesgso@gmail.com. Again, that's imagesgso@gmail.com. If you want to find out more about our programs and services, what we do as a ministry, how you can get involved, then please visit our website at imagesempowerment.org. All of it is here on the screen for you to see for your convenience, imagesempowerment.org. All right, and we're going to pray our way out of the workshop so that you can get to your journaling assignment. Most High Yah, I am grateful that you brought us together today. I express gratitude and I thank you for protecting us all as we step away from this workshop and all of our daily duties and everything that we have to do today. So be it, so it is, so it shall be. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to stop the recording and